shouldn't have listened.
Security gave me a clip of myself walking past the end of Hall C at 2:17 a.m. I was already sitting at the nurse's station at 2:17 a.m., logged in under my badge, charting vitals on bed 12. I'm in both places at once. You can see my face in both, and the one in the hallway turns and looks straight into the camera, like it knew I would watch it later. My name is Daniel Cruz. I'm an RN at St. Axel's telemetry step-down. This was about 3 weeks ago. Night shift, Friday into Saturday. I was covering the old C wing, the half-closed one we mostly use for overflow and equipment storage. Hall C past the double doors is supposed to be lights out after midnight. No active beds, no staff assigned. We don't even keep crash carts down there because administration says there's no code risk in an inactive zone. That's what they say. It was me and Alina that night. She's been there 8 years. Everyone calls her Ollie. I was precepting under her when I was new, so she still talks to me like I'm a student. We'd both already done 4 12s in a row. My feet felt like glass. You get weird on nights like that. You watch the clock punishing you, every minute's syrup. At 2:09 a.m., bed 12 alarmed. Flatline tone. Pure code blue sound. Hard. The kind of alarm that makes your stomach just drop like stairs went missing. That would be normal, except bed 12 wasn't a person. Bed 12 was a storage room. We've got one of those portable telemetry towers in there, the kind with 6 monitor bays and all the leads hanging in a knot. No patients, just gear. We park spares there when we don't have a sitter. It should have been powered, but idle. No rhythms to read, no vitals running. It was paging no pulse. Repeated, read across the top. Assist, 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 assist. Ollie looked at me like, "It's just interference, Daniel, go silence it." That's what she said. We get random beeps all the time when someone leaves a lead touching metal. Static, right? That's what we tell ourselves. So I go down C Hall. Know this part. After midnight, past the badge lock doors, that wing's supposed to be dark. Lights stay motion sensor only. Housekeeping doesn't go back there alone. Security says if you see anybody past those doors after 12, you call it in. And every single fluorescent light in C Hall was on. Not just lit. Humming. Bright like day shift. I felt it in my teeth, that high buzz. I told myself maybe someone from Biomed was here, fixing a vent or checking pressure. It happens. I didn't want to be dramatic on radio. You get a rep for that. I hit the badge pad to open the doors and the pad didn't beep. The door just clicked and opened, like it was already unset for me. Like it was waiting. Inside it was cold, colder than AC. There's this hospital cold that's just, oh, they've got it cranked. And then there's meat locker cold. This was the second one. My fingers hurt instantly. I walked into the storage room we call bed 12 and the portable monitor tower was on, yes. But only one bay was active, just one. All the others blank. The active bay was showing a sinus rhythm, 78 BPM. Perfect, textbook, like someone was lying there asleep. Name field said, Cruz, D. My name. I laughed. I actually laughed, because I thought Ali was screwing with me. I thought she renamed the profile to mess with me. That's exactly her sense of humor. "Oh, look, he flatlined. Ha ha, new guy, panic." I leaned in to hit standby. Then the rhythm dropped to 32, then 19, then flat. The alarm went solid. "Assist, assist, assist," I said. "Nope." Out loud. I said, "Nope, not mine, not funny." And then, this is where I stopped sounding normal. At the exact second it flatlined, I felt a hand grab my wrist. Not like a tap, like a full wrap, thumb on my pulse, squeezing too tight. The way we do in ICU when someone's crashing and we're checking if they're still perfusing. Clinical, firm, but there was nobody in the room. I yanked back and hit a cart. Metal slammed the wall. The hand was still there. I could see my wrist skin dented like fingers were inside it. I watched 4 pale prints forming like bruises rising in fast forward. I said, "Ali?" and my voice cracked. No answer. The cold got worse. You know that frozen ache in the bone when you carry ice with bare hands? It was that, wrist to elbow. It felt like something was trying to check my pulse from underneath my skin. I pulled free. I ran. In the hall, the motion lights at the far end flicked off. Then on, then off. Like something was walking toward me, but I couldn't see it, triggering each sensor in sequence. That's when I heard it for the first time. Stay. One word. Calm. Male. Just my voice, but lower. I swear it was my voice. Stay. I told myself it was an echo. I literally said that, out loud, stumbling backward like an idiot. It's just my own echo. Sound bounces in tile, that's all. But tile doesn't whisper in your exact cadence, in your exact throat damage from this close. It was right at my ear. I went back up to the nurse's station and Ali wasn't at her chair. The charting screen was still open under her login. Timed 2:14 a.m. I checked the board, the cameras, everything. I radioed, "Ali, where are you? Answer!" No response, just... Security called us at 2:23 a.m. They said, "Hey, why is one of you past C Hall doors? That zone's red after midnight. We've got movement." I said, "That's me. I just left." They said, "No, it's both of you." They sent a clip. And this is where we hit the part I can't argue away. In the clip, timestamped 2:17 a.m., you see the far end of Hall C. Lights are on. You see me walk past the camera left to right. Scrubs, same as mine, badge hanging same, even the stupid sticker Ali put on my badge reel that says caffeine first. It's on there. But in the footage, me turns his head and stares straight into the dome cam. Too long. Like he knows it's there. We don't do that. We don't stare into cameras. That's not normal behavior when you're just walking back from a false alarm. It felt like he was looking through it, at me, and 2 steps behind him, behind me, is Ali. Except Ali was sitting next to me right then at the station. I swear to God, I could see her. She had her head down, rubbing her eyes. I remember being annoyed that she wasn't answering her radio. I said, "Security wants you to," and she lifted her face and said, "What?" And I'm holding my phone with this video in it, watching her walk on camera in a hallway we weren't in, while she's literally talking to me in real life. Something's wrong with the timing here, right? I told myself, cameras lag, that's all, it's a delay. But the clip said 2:17. The clock on my computer said 2:17. They matched. I said, "Ali, this is us." My hands were shaking so bad the phone was clicking against itself. "Ali, look." She stared at it and went pale, then kind of drifted. Her face emptied. I don't know how else to say it, like you just turned her dimmer down. She mumbled, "We're not supposed to be down there." And then, quieter, "We're already down there." Then she stood up and started walking. Not running, not asking. Just got up and walked towards Sea Hall, no expression. I grabbed her arm. "Ali, stop! Stop! Hey, you're scaring me!" She kept walking, eyes unfocused, breathing slow like sleepwalking, repeating under her breath, almost gentle, "Stay, stay, stay." Same tone, same word I heard at my ear. That's the signature, I guess, that word. Stay. It wanted us stationary in that hallway. It kept saying it through us. I had to yank her back. I had to physically drag her. She was heavier than she should have been, dead weight, like she wasn't helping me at all, just letting me pull. Her wrist felt ice cold in my hand, the same cold I felt when something grabbed me. And listen to this part carefully. While I was pulling her, we passed that badge lock door, and the badge reader was already green. It had unlocked before we even touched it. For us, for her, for whatever was walking with her. We got into the break room, and I slammed the door and clicked the little manual latch. We never latch that door. Fire code hates that. But I did it anyway. I sat her down. She was whispering, flat, distant. 217. Daniel. Stay. Over and over like she was reading a script. I looked at my wrist. 4 bruises, thumb and 3 fingers, already darkening like someone had been holding me for hours. You don't bruise that fast. You just don't. That's not how skin works. And they weren't spaced like Ali's hand. They were bigger, longer. Security came up around 2:40 a.m. All lights in C Wing were out by then. Whole hall back to normal. Sensors dead. I asked if they saw anybody leave. They said no. They said cameras in that wing cut feed at 2:18 and didn't resume until 2:26. 8 minutes missing. My watch said 2:31. The wall clock said 2:24. We lost time, or made time, I don't know. I remember all of it. I didn't black out. I remember pulling her. I remember the badge door already open for us. I remember the word "stay" in my own voice right in my ear. Ali called out sick the next night. She hasn't been back on nights since. This part is why I'm even talking. It's been 3 weeks. The bruises are still on my wrist. Same shape, same grip. They never went yellow. They don't fade. I cover them with tape so admin doesn't start paperwork. And last night, at 3:11 a.m., my phone buzzed with a message from an unknown extension on the hospital paging system. We only use that for internal alerts. It said, "Room 12, assist. Patient Cruz, D. Do not move. Stay." I wasn't at work. I was in my apartment, in bed. I don't even know how it got my personal number. I'm not crazy. I'm telling you what happened. Hall C isn't empty. It's staffed. It's staffed with us. And whatever was walking at 2:17 a.m. picked me. It said stay And I don't think Ali ever really came back out. This doesn't end here. Something else was happening somewhere else. I got the first AirTag alert around 2:40 a.m., halfway between Amarillo and Tucumcari, New Mexico, westbound on I-40. My phone lit up and said, "This item has been moving with you for some time." I drive alone, no passengers, no stops in the last 90 minutes. I checked under the seats at the next gas station and found nothing. Then the alert changed. It started using my name. I'm Malik. People call me Mal. I pick up medical courier work overnight. Lab samples, tissue boxes, stuff hospitals don't trust to FedEx. That night I was hauling 2 sealed coolers from a clinic in Wichita Falls to a private lab in Flagstaff. It's boring work, but it pays stupid well if you don't ask questions, and you don't miss the delivery window. This was last month, a Thursday rolling into Friday. Dead highway. My girlfriend Lena hates when I do the run solo because she says I drive tired. We were on speaker a lot of that night so I wouldn't drift. It's open desert out there. You get stretches where you can see red taillights 3 miles ahead, and that's it. No towns, no light towers, just sodium glow on the horizon and the hum of your own tires. I'd stopped at some nowhere truck stop at 1:10 a.m. for coffee and to use the bathroom. There was a white SUV in the lot with all its lights off. I noticed because it didn't look like a trucker vehicle, more like a family car. No plates on the front, tinted hard. I told myself, it's fine, maybe they're sleeping. People do that. It's cheaper than a motel. I pulled back on the highway, cranked a podcast, shoved sunflower seeds in my cheek so I'd stay awake. At 2:40 a.m., my iPhone dinged over the Bluetooth and Lena goes, "What girl is texting you at 2:40, huh?" I said, "Babe, I'm literally hauling biopsies. Nobody's sexting me biopsies." It wasn't a text. It was that Apple AirTag found moving with you pop-up. The one you get if a tag that's not registered to you has been traveling in your vicinity for a while. I've seen TikToks about it. People finding trackers under their bumpers. The map it showed was creepy. A blue line following my exact route from that truck stop, mile for mile. The AirTag had been seen with you for 86 kilometers. Lena goes, suddenly worried, "Malik, pull over. Check your wheel wells right now." I told her, nah, it's probably some truck next to me with one in their trailer and my phone's just picking it up. Happens in cities. Except there weren't any trucks next to me. I'm looking both directions, and I am alone on the interstate. "Okay," I said, trying to sound casual. I did not feel. "I'm gonna check anyway." I pulled onto the shoulder, flashers on. Lena stayed on speaker. I walked around the van with my phone flashlight. Nothing clipped to the plates. Nothing taped inside the gas cap. Nothing in the wheel wells, unless you count 900 miles of bugs. I even slid under the chassis on my back and checked the frame rail. Dirt, gravel, heat, nothing else. There's this smell under there, though, like metal dust and, I don't know, cold? That sounds stupid. How does cold smell? But that's what it was. That dry freezer smell, like the clinic fridge. I climbed back in, locked the doors, and the alert pinged again. Same AirTag warning, except now it said, "Owner can see your location, Malik." Lena heard me suck in air and went, "What? What happened? Mal, talk!" "It just said my name," I told her. "Why would it know my name?" She said it can't say your name. That's not a feature. AirTags don't personalize like that. They're dumb devices. It'll say, "This item has been moving with you," and show a map. That's it. It literally said my name, I said. It said Malik. It said owner can see your location, Malik. I said it twice because if I didn't say it out loud, then I was going to admit it sounded impossible. We did the rational loop right there. We went through every normal answer first. Maybe the clinic stuck a tracker in the cooler so I wouldn't steal kidneys or something. Maybe dispatch added my name to the pop-up through some new corporate thing. Maybe it's an Apple update. We made up so many boring explanations just to not feel hunted. Lena goes, "Open the cooler." I said, "They're sealed, babe, with evidence tape. I break that, I don't get paid." She said, "Malik, I am shaking. Open the cooler." I didn't. I told myself she was being dramatic. I get back on the highway. About 15 minutes later, I notice headlights behind me, way back. Then closer fast. White SUV, same size, same silhouette, same missing front plate. Now, look, this could still be normal here. I'm in the desert. People pass people. I told myself that exact sentence 4 times. People pass people. I said it like a mantra. But it didn't pass. It just matched me. Whatever speed I went, it sat 3 car lengths back, lights in my mirrors so I couldn't see faces. I cracked my window to stay alert. The night air out there has this dry mineral cold. It rushed in like river water. Except, it carried something that doesn't belong on I-40. Whispering. Not words at first, more like breath on glass. But it was constant. It rose and fell with my speed, like it was riding in the airflow. Lena's in my ear going, "Malik, listen to me. Get off at the next exit. Get to a light. Go inside a store." "There's no store," I told her. "Exit says service road only. It's just scrub." "Take it anyway," she said. "Lose him." I signal. I take the exit. The SUV follows. The ramp curved under the overpass and spit me onto some county service strip that ran parallel to the highway, but way darker, no reflectors. My headlights hit those little white scrub bushes and long wire fencing and nothing else. No houses, no pumps, no motel, just fence and dirt. Okay. I tried to laugh and it came out shredded. Maybe he lives down here. Maybe I'm being rude. "Mal," Lena said, voice tight. "Is he still behind you?" I checked the rear view. The SUV wasn't behind me. It was in front of me. Like it had always been in front of me. Like we'd been following him the whole time. Headlights off. Just the dead dark block of it sitting 20 yards ahead now on the same shoulderless road, angled just a little, like it had stopped fast. I swear to you, there was no way for him to pass me without me seeing. 2 seconds ago, he was behind me. Then I blinked, and he was waiting up ahead. "No," I said. "No, that's not. We didn't go around. He didn't go around us. Lena, he didn't go around us. We moved. We moved." I was almost yelling. My chest hurt. My hands felt numb. My phone buzzed again. Same AirTag alert. Except now it said, "Stop. Do not turn around." Not joking, not a meme. Black text on gray. "Stop. Do not turn around." Lena's going, "Malik, what are you seeing? Tell me what you're seeing right now. I'm calling 911. Stay on with me." And I'm just staring at that SUV. Its driver door was cracked open. Just an inch. There was no dome light inside. And something was standing between me and it in the road, tall, facing me, still. I thought it was a person at first, like a guy, maybe 6'2", broad shoulders. But the longer I stared, the more off it felt. The posture was too straight, no sway, no shift. Even in that wind, nothing on it moved. That's not how people stand. People are always correcting balance. This thing was like a street sign. Then it lifted its arm, slow, deliberate, palm toward me. Stop. And my phone started vibrating nonstop. It buzzed so hard my center console rattled. Lena's yelling my name, but all I hear in my car is that vibration and the whispering air. And layered under it, clear now, like someone crouched in my passenger seat saying it right into my ear. Don't turn around. Deep, gentle, familiar. It sounded like me, my own voice, calm but wanting. Don't turn around. I realized then I had, without noticing, unbuckled my seatbelt. My hand was already on the back door handle, like I'd been getting ready to open it and step out and walk back toward... I don't know what. I don't remember deciding that. Malik? Lena's voice cracked. Baby, please answer me. I slammed my thumb on the lock, all 4 doors chunked down. The figure did something I still can't replay in my head without shaking. It tilted, just the head. But not like curiosity. It tilted the way you'd rotate a mask in your hands to check the fit. A clean, mechanical angle. Too far. Then it dropped the hand like permission and stepped sideways behind the SUV's door, out of my headlights. Gone. I floored it. A shot past that SUV doing 80 on a road where 40 would have been smart. My van fishtailed in the dirt, tires spitting gravel. I got back up the ramp onto I-40, almost rolled it. I was crying, breathing like I'd run stairs with weight. Lena was sobbing. Where are you? Where are you? Highway, I said. I'm back on. I'm okay. I wasn't okay. Here's the part the cops didn't believe. I hit that ramp at 2:58 a.m. I pulled into a lit love station off exit 333 at 2:59 a.m. That's impossible. The map says it's 21 miles. You don't do 21 miles in 1 minute, not in a courier van. But both clocks said 2:59, my dash and the station wall clock inside by the bathrooms. Time bent, or skipped, or... I don't know. I keep saying it like if I say I don't know, then nobody can call me a liar. In the bathroom mirror, I saw dirt all up my sleeves and something else. 5 dark prints around my upper arm. Like someone had grabbed me hard. Thumb on the inside, 4 fingers outside. The skin was already bruising, purple-black like hours old. I hadn't felt it happen. There was also dust on my shirt, gray-white, fine like drywall powder, and this smell again, that freezer smell, that lab smell, like cold meat. I checked the coolers in the back of the van. One of the seals, the red evidence tape, was split, just a little, just enough to run a finger under. I did not open it. I swear I didn't. I put my palm on the lid and it was ice cold, way colder than the insulation should have been after hours in a van. I could hear something faint inside, not sloshing, tapping, slow, patient tapping against plastic. My phone buzzed one last time while I was standing there behind the van with both doors open under those gas station floodlights like some idiot on a true crime show. "This item is still moving with you, Malik." Still. Present tense. Like whatever had its hand around my arm wasn't finished. Like I never actually got away from that service road. Like maybe I did get out of the van when my belt was off and I just don't remember climbing back in. Like something helped me back in. I delivered the coolers in Flagstaff at 6:40 a.m. Guy at intake signed and didn't even look at me, just, "You cut this seal, man? We're not supposed to get these opened." I said no. He shrugged. Then they opened themselves. "Lena wants me to quit." I told her, "Yeah, okay, I will." I haven't, though. I still get the AirTag alert. It pings around 2:30 a.m. most nights. Same wording. Sometimes it adds one more line. "Don't turn around." This doesn't end here. Something else was happening somewhere else. I work maintenance at the Harbor Crest downtown. It's one of those business hotels near the convention center. 22 floors, keycard elevators after 9 p.m., carpets that always smell like lemon and old AC. We're full service, which basically means I get called for everything from my TV remote doesn't work to there's water coming out of the light fixture. My name's Eric. Everyone calls me Rico. This was last winter, slow season, a Sunday night around 3 a.m., which is when you do weird stuff because no one important is awake to complain. We'd had a complaint about footsteps on 6, constant pacing above a woman's room, back and forth, back and forth. She called down twice. The front desk kid on duty, Jess, looked at the board and told her, "Ma'am, there's nobody in 7. Floor 7 is closed for renovation." That was true. We'd gutted 7 for sprinkler work and asbestos abatement. Whole level stripped to studs. No carpet, no furniture, no guests. We lock those elevators out of 7 after midnight so even staff can't accidentally wander up there and TikTok it. Liability. So Jess does the script. "It might be pipes settling." The woman was like, "These aren't ticking of pipes. Someone is walking above me." Jess rolls her eyes and calls me on radio. "Rico, do a sweep of 7 so I can tell her we checked." You know, make the guest feel heard. That's normal. What isn't normal is, when I badged my way into 7, the elevator opened to a fully lit hallway. Carpet down, runners clean, wall sconces on low dim, ice machine humming. Like there'd never been demo at all. I didn't step out at first. I actually hit door close, heart going stupid fast because, no, I was literally up there 2 days before with a hard hat and respirator, and there were open ceiling bays and taped plastic everywhere. You don't rebuild an entire floor in 2 days at 3 a.m. I told myself I'd clicked 6 by accident. I checked the panel. The light over 7 was solid green. I stuck my foot out, pressed my boot on the carpet. Real. Plush. I stepped out. Immediately I felt watched. Not like security cam in the ceiling watched. Closer, more specific. The way you feel when someone's reading over your shoulder. Slow breathing at the back of your neck. Down the hall I could hear the footsteps the lady had complained about. Heavy, heel-to-toe pacing. Slow, steady, like a man in dress shoes wearing a groove. "Hello?" I called. "Sir, you can't be up here." No answer, just pacing. "Sir, this level is closed. You gotta come down. We'll move you to another room if—" The pacing stopped. Then, closer than it should have been, right by my left ear, a man's voice said, "Come closer." I spun so hard I smacked my elbow on the service card inside the elevator. No one was there. Hallway empty. But I heard it like breath on skin, close. "Come closer." That's my line in the report that sounds fake, I get that. But that's what he said. Calm, almost polite. Signature obsession signal, right? Come closer. I told myself maybe there's another maintenance guy messing with me. We screw with each other, it keeps us awake. So I yelled, "Ha ha, very funny, you got me. I'm filing the check anyway." And I walked forward. Room numbers started at 601 near the elevator and went up. 603, 605, 607. Even numbers on the left, odds on the right. Perfect. Normal. Until 613. Next door after 613 should have been 615. That's how our stacks run, all the way to 629 at the corner suite. Instead, after 613 there was a door labeled 6117. Black plaque, silver font, same as all the others. We do not have a 617. I know our map by heart. I've replaced half those locks myself. We go 613, 615, 617, 619 on every floor except 7, which is supposed to be offline. But here's the problem. In our system, 617 doesn't exist at all. There is no charge code for it. You can't book it. We literally don't bill people to stay in 617 because corporate says 617 used to be a maid closet before the remodel 15 years ago. I keyed my radio. "Jess, you copy?" "Hmm?" She sounded half asleep. "Why is 7 built out?" I asked, whispering without meaning to. "And why is 617 showing?" Jess said, "Rico, what are you talking about? We taped 7. I locked those elevators. You're on 6. I looked at the floor marker on the wall, that little stainless steel plaque at each corner telling you what level you're on. It said 7. My watch, which I'd checked in the elevator at 3:08, now said 3:44. That's not a typo. 36 minutes vanished in what for me felt like maybe 5. I had not blacked out. I remember walking from the lift to 617. There is no way that took half an hour. No way. But my watch said 3:44. Jess swears on her life I didn't click off radio for that long. She says it was maybe a minute between my first call and my "Why is 7 built out?" That made me feel sick, like vertigo in my stomach. The handle on 617 clicked. I did not touch it. You know how sometimes when a guest is annoyed, they'll fling their door open fast, like, "Finally, took you long enough." This wasn't like that. This was slow, careful, like whoever was inside didn't want to startle me. The chain stayed latched, just an inch or two of darkness and AC breath visible. And from that darkness, a hand slid through. Pale, long fingers. Not like rotting horror movie crap, just wrong in a smaller way. The nails were too clean, too uniform like press-ons. And the skin had this hotel ice machine chill to it, that recycled dryness. You could feel it pushing cold into the hallway. The hand opened toward me, palm up, like, "Place your hand here." And that same polite voice from inside said, "Come closer." Almost did. It's embarrassing to admit how easy it would have been. I'm a grown man. I've pulled drywall off ceilings and hosed puke out of carpet and taken screaming drunks to the curb at 4 a.m. I don't scare easy. But in that second, my body just leaned. My knees actually bent. My arms started to lift, like I was about to put my hand in his hand like a kid crossing the street. That's what it felt like. It felt like being led. Then my radio exploded in my ear. Jess yelling full volume, "Rico, do not go in there! Do not go in there! I can see you on 6!" Her voice snapped me. I stumbled back, slammed shoulder first into the opposite wall. The hand slid back into the dark, smooth, like it hadn't been rushed at all. The door to 617 eased shut. Soft, gentle. Click. Lights in the hallway fluttered. Not a full flicker, just a pulse. When they steadied, I was standing in exposed studs and plastic sheeting. Whole hall back to demo. No carpet, no sconces, just raw concrete and that burnt dust smell of old wiring. My boots were in drywall grit, and my palm, the one I'd started to lift, was cold burn white, like freezer burn. You know the way skin goes pale and numb if you grab dry ice? That. A perfect oval across my palm where his would have closed over mine if I'd taken one more step. I looked up. No door where 617 had been, just open framing and hazard tape. And footprints. This part made me sit down right there on the floor. Footprints in the drywall dust walking away from me. Bare prints, not shoes, long toes. Heel, ball, toe off, heel, ball, toe off. Heading toward what should have been the service stairs at the far end. But the prints just stopped. 5 steps shy of the stairs. Like whoever made them decided to stop being visible. Jess was still yelling, "Rico! Rico! Answer me!" "I'm here," I told her. "I'm okay." "What level are you on?" she asked. I looked at the floor marker again. It said 6 now. "It says 6, I told her. Jess made this sound I've never heard her make, like a sob she swallowed wrong. "Eric," she said. She never calls me Eric, only Rico. "Where's your other hand?" I said, "What?" "On camera," she whispered. "I'm looking at you on 6 by the ice machine. You're holding your radio in your right hand. Your left is still out." She started crying. "Eric, something's holding your left hand." I bolted for the elevator so hard I nearly fell through temporary plywood. I hit the button non-stop like that makes it move faster. The doors opened on 6 like normal. I didn't breathe until they closed and I felt the car drop. I locked myself in the maintenance closet behind the banquet kitchen and just sat on a crate with the mop buckets. My palm was still numb white, and as I watched, finger marks started blooming on it. 4 long ovals and a thumbprint, darker and darker, like bruises forming from the inside out. Same shape Jess said she saw, still holding me, on camera. They never went yellow. It's been months. I keep my left hand in my jacket pocket most shifts because guests ask if I hurt myself. I don't know what to tell them. Yeah, the hotel shook my hand and it won. Management says 7 is still offline. They swear there's no carpet down, no power to wall sconces, no active ice machine. They said maybe I nodded off and dreamed while standing in the elevator. Jess and I stopped trying to argue. What are we supposed to do, call corporate and say, "There's an extra room that wants to hold hands"? but we've both heard it since. On quiet nights around 3, sometimes we get a call from an empty line. No caller ID, just an extension that shouldn't ring. We pick up and there's this soft hotel lobby kind of voice. Come closer. Same tone, same patience. Like it's not mad we didn't step through. Like it knows we'll eventually get tired, or lonely, or curious at 3 a.m., and we'll go back. I still have my master key. I could badge 7 right now. And that's the part that scares me. It wants me to. Horrors doesn't end here. You will find something even worse happening in next video. Tomorrow, same time.